Hey, what's up everybody? So after having a fun and fulfilling day over at Crater Lake National Park, here we are again back in Portland. Now initially we had plans to go to a place called Bluestar Donuts, but unfortunately by the time we arrived at around 11:30, all of the donuts were already sold out, so we're gonna go ahead and have to try that again for tomorrow. But in the meantime, we ended up checking a place called Pine State Biscuits. So if you guys haven't already figured out, Oregon is a fantastic place to come by and check out some awesome eateries. And this place that's located right behind me is a fabulous place to come by and get some biscuits. They are primarily known for their Reggie, which is basically a fried chicken. So this is actually my first time coming by, and generally speaking, I am not a biscuit and gravy type of person, but considering the fact that I'm on vacation, I'm traveling, let's go ahead and try something new, something exciting, and something that is known in the state of Portland. So we're gonna go ahead and check out Pine State Biscuits and see what the food and the craze is all about. And the one thing I do want to mention before I close out this video is the fact that there are a couple of locations located around the greater Portland area, but the one that we ended up picking, which is off of Schuler Street or Schuler Avenue, they only allow for takeout only, so they don't really have a place for you to dine in, unfortunately. So if you guys do end up checking out some of the other locations for Pine State Biscuits, hopefully you guys pick one that allows for dine-in, because let's face it, dining in is just something that we should all be enjoying, getting back into the craze of normal life, right? So, all right, let's go ahead and take a look and see what Pine State Biscuit is all about. All right, so did I already mention that I'm not generally a biscuits fan, but holy crap, Pine State Biscuits was actually something that everyone who's visiting Portland should definitely give it a try. So what we ended up ordering was called the Reggie, which consists of a fried chicken, bacon, Tillamook cheddar, topped with your choice of gravy. So as far as gravy choices are concerned, you have either the shiitake gravy or the sausage gravy, or a combination of both. Personally, I actually really enjoyed the shiitake gravy. It was just not as meaty, but it still had that good consistent gravy taste. So I would highly recommend getting the shiitake gravy. And the other meal that I ended up ordering was called the Chatfield, which consists of fried chicken, bacon, cheese, topped with apple butter. So the only difference between the Chatfield and the Reggie is just due to the fact that the Chatfield does not have any gravy, and it's instead substituted with the apple butter, and everything was just done right. I can't really explain exactly what made the apple butter so good, but generally, I'm Asian, I don't normally eat apple butter, but holy crap, perfectly seasoned, perfectly sweetened, and it generally just hit your spot with taste buds. So of course, you have to go ahead and order some sides. So what we ended up ordering for the sides was a small basket of fries, and you have your choice of plain or the Cajun seasoning. So obviously, I highly recommend getting the Cajun, and you have the optional ability to basically add some gravy as well. So in this case, we also ordered the shiitake gravy for this, and so it's also a perfect way to combine with your biscuit sandwich. My friend actually ended up ordering what's called a blueberry basil Pop-Tart, which basically consists of a crushed blueberry compote, filling topped with a basil glaze and a lemon, and highly recommended. I was very surprised to actually try this. So it wasn't very sour, it wasn't very sweet. Again, everything is always Goldilocks when it comes to good food. It's just right. So if you guys are up to it and you guys are definitely just wanting to try a different variety of foods, also add in and include the blueberry basil Pop-Tart. Hey, what's up everybody? So here we are, we're back at Multnomah Falls. So if you guys remember, I came back in about January, February. Now the weather when I came back in January was actually cloudy, a little bit of rain, but today we have such a beautiful summer Oregon weather. As we were driving our way up towards Multnomah Falls, along the highway, we saw a sign that said the freeway exit to Multnomah Falls was actually closed, so we were a little worried. But you know what? We made it, we found some parking, and here we are. Second time coming to Multnomah Falls, and just as beautiful, if not even better than the last time that I came, primarily due to the fact that it's such a beautiful day. I know I already repeated myself, but such a beautiful day to come by today. So what we ended up not doing last time was doing what's called Benson's Bridge, which is basically 1 mile up from the information center, because last time we came, raining, cloudy, not really a good, I'm tired, hold on. All right, everybody, so after hiking about a mile, and trying to dodge all the people coming in and out, we finally made it to the top of Multnomah Falls. Now, surprisingly, well, first of all, obviously there is going to be a river which feeds into the waterfall, but I didn't realize how close you are able to access the actual river itself. So, highly recommend, after climbing all the way up to the top, taking your socks, your shoes off, stick your feet in, because the water feels fantastic. Now, feeling up to it, definitely go and just submerge yourself. Body, head, everything, but for me, I can't handle cold water. I have like 4% body fat, so obviously can't handle cold water, but awesome place to come and relax, even have a picnic. You know how I feel about picnics and just having drinks, snacks and everything. A great place to come by and just enjoy. So, all right guys, let's go on to our next destination, which is, I have no idea yet. Let's figure it out. All right, everybody, so for dinner time, we have made reservations for a place called Cabezon, which is primarily supposed to be known for their awesome seafood. So I'm excited, and let's go take a look. So all right, everybody, so as far as the meals that we ended up ordering, I ended up ordering the pan-fried Cabezon with razor clam fried rice, broccoli, bok choy, and tamarind roasted garlic juice. And the other thing that we ended up ordering was a cioppino with wild white shrimp, local fish, manila clams, Dungeness crab, calamari, and blue mussels. Now, so let's first talk about the pan-roasted Cabezon. So let me just say that the fish was prepared perfectly. Nice and seared on the outside, melted fish on the inside. Now, as far as the complements of the sauce, simply perfect. The tamarind roasted garlic juice mixed perfectly with the tamarind along with the razor clam fried rice, as well as the broccoli. So I'd highly recommend, if you're looking for a nice, good, typical fish dish, definitely get the pan-fried Cabezon. Now again, I forgot to mention that the menus do change seasonally, and in fact, the menu actually does change daily depending on the types of fish or the catch of the day that they end up doing. So I just want to say that the menu may be different if you guys end up coming by to take a look at it the next time you guys do end up coming here. So the next dish, let's kind of talk about the cioppino with the wild white shrimp with the local fish. And this reminds me of a typical Spanish style seafood soup. You could definitely taste the dill, definitely taste the seafoodiness. So if you're looking for a more hot, warm, soupy dish, definitely get the cioppino. And I'll be honest, you cannot really go wrong with any of the actual main courses here in Cabezon, because based off what other people have ordered across the other tables, for example, everything just looked good. Because we're in a seafood restaurant, you definitely have to come by and order yourself some half dozen of oysters. All right, guys, so let's talk about the dessert. Since it's our last day in Portland, we got to go ahead and go fancy and just order everything, right? Order everything on the menu. So we did ask the server what are the favorite dishes as far as what to order for dessert, and she actually named 3 different things, which is perfect because there's actually 3 of us. So the first one is the Maker's Mark whiskey ice cream, and I'm gonna butcher this word, profiteroles with chocolate sauce and candied hazelnuts, strawberry shortcake with control, God, I can't pronounce words, strawberry shortcake with contriu and mascarpone caramel sauce, and a lavender and honey creme brulee. So when you go ahead and take a look at the Maker's Mark whiskey ice cream, you could definitely, first of all, let me mention, you could definitely taste the whiskey. So if you're not really a heavy whiskey type person who doesn't really like the taste of whiskey, I would not recommend ordering this dish, although it was still good in my opinion, just due to the fact that I do like whiskey, I do like scotch, but if you're the type who doesn't really like a strong alcoholic taste, I would not recommend ordering the Maker's Mark whiskey ice cream. Now for my dessert of choice, which is I actually found and had for the first time ever, was the strawberry shortcake with control and mascarpone caramel sauce. And let me explain first of all why this was so good, because when you first dip your spoon or your fork and just break off the little cookie crumble on top, I call it cookie crumble, apparently it's a shortcake, it complements really well with the interior aspect of the ice cream. So you have a little bit, again, the cookie, or rather the shortcake is really warm on top with a nice cool ice cream texture in the middle, and then obviously with the strawberry on the side, it fits The complementary of all of these things mixing into your mouth, swirling and creating these awesome juices really makes the strawberry shortcake something that I would highly recommend everybody go ahead and order. And last but not least is the lavender and honey creme brulee. Now, of course, everyone knows what creme brulee tastes like, but, this one has a nice decadence of lavender, and you can really taste the lavender in the creme brulee. So if you're a person who really likes creme brulee, obviously you have to go ahead and get the lavender and honey creme brulee. But in my opinion, the strawberry shortcake was by far the best dessert among the three that we had ended up ordering. So I'd highly recommend getting a strawberry shortcake. So if you guys are looking for a nice seafood restaurant located in Portland that's not too far from downtown, I would highly recommend coming by and visiting Cabezon. 1, fantastic seafood. 2, not too expensive. And 3, awesome and friendly staff. So definitely come by and take a look and check out Cabezon if you are craving seafood. You know, one of the best parts about visiting Portland is just the fact that they have such fantastic cuisine and eateries. So instead of visiting Voodoo Donut today, which is actually very popular, we're gonna go ahead and check out another donut place called Bluestar Donuts. Let's take a look. So I want to give you guys a little bit of a heads up. Bluestar Donuts is a pretty popular donut shop. So we arrived in Portland at about 11:30 in the morning, and their office hours or their business hours are from 7 in the morning all the way up to 2 o'clock p.m. or until sold out. So we came at around 11:30 a.m. and the storefront was already closed. So what we ended up having to do obviously is coming by the next morning, and we ended up arriving at around 8:30 in the morning to pick up donuts, and by then there was already a little bit of a line. And one other thing I want to mention is that, again, a lot of their donuts are first come, first serve. So what you see on the countertop is pretty much what they're gonna offer for you. So I would highly recommend actually going online, pre-purchase your donuts, and go ahead and picking them up the next morning. Because if you look on their website, they actually have a lot more wider variety selection of donuts. So basically what they're offering in their donut shop is what you're gonna get. So again, highly recommend checking out what they have online, pre-purchasing it, and having them pick it up the next morning. So one of their more popular donuts is actually the blueberry bourbon basil, which is actually, fortunately for us, they only had one left, and I don't know why, but they gave it to us for free. So that was a really nice gesture for the people who working at Bluestar Donuts. But we also ended up ordering an old-fashioned buttermilk, the Mexican hot chocolate, and they had something called the lemon poppy seed donut. Everything was good, by the way. Everything was fantastic, highly recommended. So in my personal opinion, the blueberry bourbon basil is by far my favorite choice. You could definitely taste the blueberry, and again, what makes a good donut in my opinion is the fact that it's a nice, soft, and somewhat chewy textured donut rather than something that's just very dry and it crumbles in your hand. But again, that's what the old-fashioned donut's for. Still highly recommended. If you are a chocolate lover, I mean, I'm generally, whenever I order donuts, I'm not really a chocolate glaze type of guy, but if you are a chocolate lover, fellas, ladies, definitely go ahead and get the Mexican hot chocolate, because that chocolate is really rich. And although it says there is a little bit of cayenne pepper in it, I didn't really necessarily taste it, but highly recommend it otherwise. So again, if you guys are ever in the area looking for other donuts to try other than Pips and Voodoo Donuts, definitely come by and check out Bluestar Donuts. So as of today, there are about 3 different locations in the greater Portland area. So go ahead and just check them out and give them a go. All right, so I realized that as I was making and editing my video for the Portland trip, I had forgotten to create a conclusion statement for all of the things that we have basically done. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my Portland trip for a day. And remember, we came back from Crater Lake just the previous day, so we didn't really have a lot of time to really spend in Portland. So as far as the activities is concerned, we primarily did mostly eating. Obviously, eating is kind of an activity in and of itself, but I hope you guys definitely come by and check out some of the places like Pine State Biscuits, and make sure to really get the Reggie, right? Nice, fabulous chicken sandwich with nice fantastic tasting gravy on top. Make sure to check out Cabezon, which primarily offers nice, fresh, good tasting seafood. And again, not too expensive, very good ambiance, and just an overall quality that feels like almost like a Michelin restaurant. I say almost, but almost like a Michelin restaurant. And of course, Bluestar Donuts. Now there's again places like Pip's Donuts, which I highly recommend as well. If you guys recall back in, I think it was about January, February, where I went and did Portland, I did a lot more outdoor activities when I went during those times. So make sure you go ahead and check it out if you're curious to see what else you can do in Portland. So places like visiting Spirit Falls, which is a highly awesome and easy hike. Awesome and easy hike for everyone to do, as well as Multnomah Falls. Pretty much no matter what season it is, Multnomah Falls is always a fun place to check out, as well as the other places that I have, places like the Japanese Garden as well. So I don't know about visiting right now due to the fact that cherry blossoms aren't really in season anymore, but it's still a really cool place to check out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave some comments in this section down below and let me know what you guys think as far as if you guys do end up going to some of those restaurants that I had mentioned. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. I will see you guys next time. Thanks a lot.